Toxic workplaces don't just drain your energy, they condition you to accept mistreatment as normal. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when and where you are watching from. Welcome to Professionals Daily Devotion with Olasukomi Okoifa, where we inspire you to be more. This morning, we are going to be looking at something a little bit different from our regulars. Okay, we look at skills around 21st century skill, behavioral skills, things that can just position you. But I mean, no matter how much of these skills that you have within you, if you find yourself in a wrong environment, trust me, you get choked. Your passion will die. You would not be as productive as you are expected to be. I promise that there will be gifts today. Unfortunately, I think we've lost the job of vendor, or how should I call it now? There is nobody could generate pin for us that we can. So we need to think of another way of celebrating our viewers. So I will be thinking if you have any idea, you can share in the comments. So this morning, let's quickly look at this silent killer of passion and productivity, toxic workplace. Many professionals don't actually realize that they're in a toxic environment until three things happen to them. They lose their motivation, they lose their confidence, and then they will even lose their health there. A toxic workplace is not just about that bad boss, it is the totality of the environment that drains you, that makes you to doubt yourself, and then that limits your potential. So, how do you identify it? So, first of all, within yourself, you know that, okay, am I feeling drained? Okay, am I doubting my ability? Okay, and you've worked there for a long time, not that you're a newbie, okay, you are doubting your ability, and then you know that you can be more, you can do more. I remember I used to work somewhere and I would stand before the mirror, I would say, I am more than, and then I will mention the name of the organization. I am more than, I mean, in no time, I am out. Okay, I found myself out. So this morning we are going to be looking at that. But let's see what research says about toxic workplace. MIT Sloan Review 2022 says that number one reason employees leave jobs is toxic workplace, and this is ranking 10 times more than salary. Wow. Secondly, Harvard Business School study says that companies with toxic culture experience high burnout rate, reduced productivity, and lower employee engagement. And Gallup report says that 75% of employees 75% of employees who voluntarily leave their job do so because of their boss, not because of the job itself. And finally, Stanford research says chronic workplace stress increases the risk of anxiety, depression, and even heart disease. Ooh. The bottom line is a toxic workplace does not just affect your career, it affects your mental health and it affects your physical health. So, how do you identify that you are in a toxic workplace? I remember years back when I just started like, my first teaching job. Okay, I don't want to mention the area and the name, those who know. And I got this job because it was very close to another place where I was volunteering, and I love volunteering there so much. I didn't want to miss doing that. And people told me about this place. I should be careful. I should be careful. And they don't pay well. They do this. They do that. I said, don't worry, don't worry. I'm going to. I mean, God will help me. And the person actually even was a church member. So I went in. I didn't last how many months. I ran out of the place. Hmm. So I left the place immediately. All right, so let's quickly look at seven signs now that we can see, and I'm going to just be a bit fast with it. Number one is chronic stress and burnout are normalized. They tell you it is. We work here, in a way that is very funny. Like, are you ready to work? We work here. We work till 1 a.m. We work. No, there are works you can do till 1 a.m. I mean, when you enjoy the work, but here now they force you to stay. They lock the gates. You are not delivered. I mean, they do that. Okay, now, and it is outside what you actually signed for. You beyond yourself, you go to work even on Sundays and the rest like that. You don't really have your rest, and they make it sound normal. It's one thing for you to work extra. It's another thing for them to not make it look like, yes, so it's part of what you signed for, and probably you never signed for it. It's just a normal thing to work there. So you just need to identify. Once they start normalizing, here we work, and like we work, be careful, do their own time. You don't know what they actually did, and it's not your time actually. This is your time. You've got to do your own time in your own way. All right. So say burnout leads to 50% decrease in productivity and it increases health risk. You see, you need to be alive, you need to be healthy to actually do the work. So if you constantly feel drained and then you don't know what to do this. Set work-life boundaries. Okay. Let the organization know that, okay, these days are sacrosanct for me. I need to rest because I need to be refreshed to come to work. Okay. Secondly, poor leadership and lack of support. Okay. Toxic leadership is number one predictor of employees' dissatisfaction, and that's according to Journal of Applied Psychology study. Okay. Observe the leadership pattern. If you notice that, okay, boss A and boss B tend to always argue, this one will argue with this one will also have this argument. You are not, you don't, you are responsible to so many people. The director is there, your HOD is there, and then they are all giving you conflicting ideas or conflicting responsibilities. You are in a toxic environment. You are becoming the grass that the elephants are fighting on. A culture of fear, blame, and office politics is a toxic environment. 40% of employees in toxic places fear speaking up, leading to low innovation and poor engagement. Okay, so when you find yourself in a place where you cannot talk, you are afraid, and when you do anything and then you get blamed for it, even when the mistake comes from the boss, you get blamed, but nobody's taking responsibility. They just keep on shifting blames here and there. And there are a lot of office, or there's a lot of office politics. Then you want to protect your integrity, stay out of office drama, and then document everything. So just act smartly, make sure you have everything documented and stay out of the drama there. So that's number three. Number four, high turnover and low morale. I mean, I wish this is number one for me. Okay, when you get into an organization and you discover that so many people have come in and gone out, especially those who have really served the organization for a long time, and just discover that everybody just running away one by one. Be careful, you have found yourself in a very toxic environment. Okay, I mean, when you find yourself somewhere and you ask, where is this person? Why are people leaving? And they're telling you, don't worry, you'll soon find out. You will find out. Okay, so companies with high turnover, that is attrition. When you say turnover, I'm not talking about turnover of profit. I'm talking about attrition, people resigning. Okay, companies with high turnover experience a 30% decrease in productivity because of employees are constantly leaving, and they need to train new hires. You know, there is this school that I heard about that used to be very one of the tops in Nigeria. Then suddenly, somehow maybe leadership structure change or something, and then teachers started living in Torrance. Even those who have worked for a long time, they started leaving the place. And you discover, I mean, if I mention the name of the school and you don't even know the school and that even exists anymore because of high level of attrition there. So when you find yourself there, you know your growth is not there. You may also soon run away. Where there is lack of growth and recognition, okay, you also want to be sure that whatever you are doing, everybody needs that motivation. It has a way of rewarding you. See, employees feel undervalued. I mean, employees who feel undervalued are 2.5 times more likely to leave their job. LinkedIn says so. Okay, LinkedIn Workplace Report says so. You are likely to leave your job when you are not recognized, compared to where you now hear that, oh, over there in another place they recognize their work. You know, HR needs to do a lot in this area. If growth isn't possible, start planning your next career move. Okay, don't stay stagnant. Okay, you cannot even experience any growth in the at the work. You have stayed there for 5 years. You cannot say this is where you have moved from this level to this level. Then you need to check it. Unclear expectations and constant chaos. All the time they're expecting something that you are not even sure of. You are wondering what you are supposed to do next. Companies with poor communication experience 50% more mistakes, missed deadlines, and workplace conflict. Okay, when they deliberately don't want to tell you what you're supposed to do until you are trapped. You know, it becomes like a trap. They want to catch you and then complain about somebody wants to use you to just go. I mean, you need to really watch it. And leaders, don't think that you can be reporting your subordinate to the superior, your own superior there, and you think you are going to be celebrated for it. It shows you are failing to as a leader. And finally, I love this one. Your gut tells you something is wrong. Your gut tells you, just enter the organization, your gut tells you, please listen to your gut. Psychologists confirm that gut feelings are a real neurological response to stressors that signal danger. Okay. So once you have it in your mind that something is wrong, please listen to yourself. You know, that organization, when I stepped in, I knew that something was wrong there. And but I didn't take it to be anything. I just normalized it. And I didn't last one term in that school there. I left. So trust your instinct. And if the environment isn't good for you, explore other options. And if you are not ready to leave, or why not? You can just pack your bag and leave. Okay, now this post is not meant to encourage running away from work or laziness. It's just for your mental health, for you to know how you are going to work in a pro. And this is meant for those who are really working and ready to work effectively. Let's take our words of affirmation this morning quickly. So say this after me. I am worthy of a workplace that values me. I protect my energy, my growth, and my peace. I refuse to stay in a place that limits my potential. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we'll continue on this, okay, where we're going to be looking at how to stay sane in a toxic work environment. And when you find yourself there, how can you, for the meantime, you're going to stay there, survive emotionally? There are some emotional survival strategies that you can use to stay there. Thank you very much for watching. See you again tomorrow. Remain a hard worker, a diligent person. Thank you.